What is up, guys? I'm DC5 James, and today we are replacing the battery in my 2017 BMW X5. As you can probably tell, it's freaking cold here in New York, and with the cold brings extra strain on your batteries, especially on that first start in the morning, cold start. You know, it takes more cranking amps to get that battery started. Lately, in the mornings with this cold weather, you know, it's been like 10 degrees. It's been getting harder and harder to start. And then actually the past few days, when I go to start it in the morning, it actually has been really hard. And then it started running like really rough, and it would only rev up to like 2K RPM, and it just was not running right. Then I would turn the car off and turn it back on, and it would run fine. So I really have a feeling that the voltage on this battery is just really running low, and it's struggling to start it in the morning. And if you didn't know, these German vehicles like BMWs, if you have battery issues, it can really cause some weird things on these cars. So we're gonna get the battery swapped out. Hopefully that fixes it. I'll let you guys know after I'm done if it fixes it. But yeah, we're gonna get started on this. All right, if you didn't know, the battery on these X5s is stored in the back, in the trunk. You got to lift up the panel. All right, so to take this panel off, we have a couple 8mm. Looks like we have one here, one here. We got one on this side and two down below. So let's get those out. With those off, this should come right out. And you'll see on my model, I only have one battery. A lot of these X5s have a second, smaller battery in that location. And from what I understand, that second battery is used on a lot of the models that have like the lane departure awareness and automatic braking, stuff like that. But mine, I'm kind of lucky, I guess. I only have the one battery, so we're gonna replace that. All right, so first we're gonna remove the negative. Remember, always remove your negative first and put it on last. All right, so it's a 10mm. Negative is off. It's really cold. My hands aren't working too well. Let's see if we can. There we go. So we got that little connector off, and we're gonna remove these 10s. I like plastic, so and we're going to disconnect all these modules here. Alright, so to remove the battery holder, it looks like we got two 14s. We got one on the side here, and there's another one down right there. So alright, so there is a zip tie holding this cable, so I'm just going to use a trim tool, pop that out. There we go. Battery health. And we got another 10 on the positive. Looks like there's a 14 on this side too that you gotta remove. Also a vent on the side, so let's make sure we pop that vent out right there. There we go, that's the vent. Now we should be able to remove it. Alright, so she's out. We'll work on putting the new one in. Alright, so I made a stupid mistake. Luckily it's easy to fix, but I pulled the old battery out and then I had to run inside for a few minutes to do something, so I closed the tailgate and now it's stuck, it's locked. So I had to see how to manually unlock the tailgate, and luckily it looks like there's an easy solution. Alright, there we go. And there's a string, so I think we just pull this. Perfect, we got it. Holy crap. Let's put the new battery in place. Hook up the vent. Incorrectly. Does. Our connector back in that we took off, and last but not least, always the ground last. All right, so now that we have the battery installed, now we need to code the battery and register it. So to do that, we're going to need an ODB2 connector. We're going to be using this VPeak, and we're also going to be using two apps. We're going to use BMWs Code, which is to code the new battery, and then we're going to use BMWs Link, which is going to register it. So we got the ODB2 connector. We're going to plug this into the ODB2 port. And on the X5, it's right there. So there we go. We got that plugged in. We got the blue LED. We have the key. We're going to put the car into accessory mode. We're not going to start it. So keep your foot off the brake. And we're just going to hit the start button. That turns on the car. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the BMWs Code app. And this is where we're going to, I'm not going to do an update. This is where we're going to actually code the new battery. And we're using the VPeak. And we're going to connect. And it's a BMW X5. Okay, so now that we're in, we're going to go into body domain controller. That's where the battery settings live. And we're going to battery type. So as you can see, the factory battery on this BMW is 105 amp hour AGM. Now the new battery that I picked up is a 95 amp hour AGM. And you can see that it's not listed here. But what you want to do in that situation is you're going to pick the one that is basically the closest to your battery. So in my case, I'm going to choose 90 amp hour AGM. And then we are going to go back. We're going to hit the code button in the top right. Then we're going to disconnect. Okay, now that we have the battery coded, now we're going to go into the BMWs Link app. And this is how we're going to register the battery. So it's a two-step process here. So we're going to connect. We're using VPeak. We're going to go to 12-volt battery. And you will click register new battery. Now I already did this, but it's going to ask you if the new battery is different than the old battery. You're going to click yes. It's going to tell you that if you haven't done so already, you should code it. And we've already done that in BMWs Code. So now you're just going to click continue and it will register the new battery. And once that's done, we can disconnect and you're good to go. You can start your car and we are finished. So it's been a few days since I've replaced the battery now. And I will say that 100% the issue I was facing is fixed. So like I suspected, when these German cars, when the battery gets low on these, they start doing weird things. And that was one of them. It's been starting up 100% every morning, you know, on a cold start. And yeah, so it looks like we fixed this one. Hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. If it is, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more content. I post every week. I'm DC5 James, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.